This is important for intelligence. And it relates really well to politics and understanding things and making sure you're always understanding things. And the way you do that is by always trying to prove yourself wrong. You see, as men, having a very strong ego is important. The lion is the king of the jungle because he can only see himself as the king. So it's important to have an ego or a strong sense of self to become a winner because it forces your behavior to align with a version of yourself that is a winner, right? If you can only imagine yourself winning, you win. If you can only imagine yourself as the king, you become the king. Make sense? So you want to have a strong ego like that. But understand something. You also want to put yourself in a position where you're always trying to prove yourself wrong about what you currently think and believe. Because right now you have beliefs and thoughts and ways that you're thinking right now that does not serve you. And you're choosing to hold on to those thoughts by choice. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're the perceiver of them. You're the observer, meaning you can pick and choose what thoughts and beliefs and perspectives you want to have. You can pick and choose. You don't have to have a perspective. You don't have to have a belief. You don't have to do these things. That's gay bullshit that niggas are trying to force their beliefs and perspectives on you and you think you have to agree. No, you fucking don't. You can believe what you want. You can hold on to you can pick and choose what beliefs you want to hold on to. You can pick and choose what perspectives you want to hold on to. Right? So as you're picking and choosing, you want to pick and choose, or moreover, you want to be questioning your current beliefs and perspectives and making sure they actually serve you. And of course, you should be questioning your current knowledge. Understand? You shouldn't just assume, okay, Trump said this, so that means he's going to do that. That's not true. And the same thing we were talking about Zoran Mondani earlier. Just because Mondani says, hey, we're going to make free buses and all this other kind of stuff, free grocery store, that doesn't mean you should believe him. Even if it seems like you should believe him, doesn't mean you should believe him. You should question it. Because if you question it, you can make sure you actually get to the truth. Has this been done before? Can this actually be done? Who else has done? Like, you start asking yourself questions to make sure you actually know the truth. The only way you can always be right is by always trying to prove yourself wrong. Do you actually know what you think you know? And the only way you can do that is by researching and figuring it out and asking more questions and seeing more people have conversations. This is why you got to replace all the fucking music you listen to with the podcasts and my shit. This way, your mind is always consistently evolving. You're never assuming you know everything you need to know. What's currently hurting you the most is what you don't fucking know. And you only don't know shit because you're not constantly trying to know shit. You think you know everything you need to know, and you're never going to know. Can you be everywhere all at once, listening to all things? Fuck no. So there's no way you can ever know everything. You have to constantly be at the forefront of learning to make sure you're constantly finding out better things you could be doing or changing your perspective on things to improve your life. You can't do that shit if you're never thinking you're wrong about anything. So you have to keep talking. You have to keep paying attention. You have to keep pursuing more knowledge. You have to keep trying to prove yourself wrong about the current way that you see reality. And I already just gave you an example with what I'm just saying now. Because a lot of you guys think you are your emotions. A lot of you guys think you are your thoughts. You have that belief. And because you have that belief, you live a destructive fucking life right now. And you can't accomplish your goals because you're a slave to your emotions because you think you are them. You're a slave to your thoughts because you think you are them. So you think, oh, because I feel mad, I have to crash out. Because I feel sad, I can't do shit. Well, I look at my current situation and guys who are in this situation are always doomed to fail. When you have those perspectives and those thoughts and emotions, when you think you are them, that becomes your life. But if you're like, wait, no, I'm actually not my thoughts and emotions because I felt angry before and have chosen not to do something with anger. I felt sad before and still done the work that I need to do. So that already shows you there's already clear evidence there. I just disproved the fact that you are your emotions or you are your thoughts or you are the perspectives you hold and you have to be that way. I just showed you you've already defied certain perspectives that you've held. You've already defied your emotions before. You've already defied your thoughts before, meaning you're not these fucking things. You are separate. Now you actually have choice. You have agency to choose what thoughts and emotions you want to act on. If you have emotions that are not going to serve your goals, you don't have to act on those emotions. If you have thoughts that are not going to serve your goals, you don't have to act on those thoughts. You don't have to. Which means you can choose to only act on thoughts and emotions that serve your goals. And everything worth having in life must be worked for, so you just have to train this ability. When you have thoughts or emotions that are not going to serve your goals, you ignore them. When you have thoughts and emotions that are going to serve your goals, you hold on to them and use them. And with practice, you get better at it. So now you have the skill or the ability to always make sure that you're always winning because you're only ever holding on to thoughts, beliefs, or emotions that serve you at all fucking times. And by also seeking knowledge all the time, you break more beliefs that you're holding on to now that aren't serving you for better ones and new ones that serve you even more. Understand? So you should always be trying to prove yourself wrong because that's where your potential lies. You can only always ever be right by always trying to prove yourself wrong, guys. That's the only way. I'm telling you, you have to always be at the forefront of questioning yourself. And if you're like that, you're always going to fucking win. You can't lose. So always try to prove yourself wrong, guys. I'm telling you, it helps you in so many areas of your life. Across everything you're going to study, across all the work you need to do to achieve your goals and your ambitions, and of course, save America. If you're willing to always try to prove yourself wrong and gain more knowledge, you become unstoppable. So yeah,